Hello. Thank you for having us. We are professors from Johnson C. Smith University. We're an HBCU in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've been here for over 150 years. And this semester, we wanted to kind of throw out the rule book, but still meet the objectives and have a shared objective to focus on social activism. We'd like to help the students to connect their voice, build their voice, and be empowered to share their identity and their views across multiple platforms confidently. We're going to do all kinds of things from oral interpretation and storytelling and art shows and ethics to digital video mashups to reach our goals. I'm going to turn the page to Dr. Diggs.
Well, hello. We're going to be a class today. Our theme for the semester is Live Life by Doing. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ophelia Curry, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, the Chicks, formerly known as Dixie Chicks, Nina Simone, James Baldwin. What do they have in common? They're social activists. We will be creating intentional communication messages throughout the semester for different purposes. Our final presentation will be an oral interpretation performance of a selected social activist. That could be you. A social activist engages in intentional action with the goal of bringing about social change. From my observation over the years, many of you have taken up a cause that could have been human trafficking. What's that other one? I know, BLM, Black Lives Matter, living wage income. We engage in struggle for change. And there are more, because you represent the more. You represent that diversity in thinking and ideas. And we're here today because these issues are part of our lives. These issues matter. You bring what matters into this classroom. Finally, I will close today with an original poem entitled Legacy 2. I hope this performance inspires. I hope it pierces your ears, thoughts, and emotions toward justice. Also, the poem is just one of the types of oral interpretations that you can close with at the end of the semester. Let's try this. All right. Legacy, 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 legacy. Legacy. Make America Great has a screeching effect for inveterate problems and moral neglect. And for racists and complicitors of Trump's law and order, MAGA is baiting a baiting lure with the sole desire to make Black lives insecure. Legacy, legacy. Legacy. Problem 1, guns proliferation and in the wrong hands. Problem 2, wage gaps, joblessness with Black and brown at the bottom stands. Problem 3, crime in our cities connected to problems 1 and 2. 4, Black bodies, drug incarcerations, a modern day slavery view. Problem 5, killings of Black bodies by police. What's new? The Trumpers' heads in the sand, the far-flung conspiracy news band, to kill with America watching live, support of Black lives with more diverse allies. Legacy, legacy. Take a look around. What is your role? Because to be insecure, that's Issa Rae's role. And she takes it off to get in the fight for what's right. Make America Great has a screeching effect. It's scratching, stop, halt on the chalkboard, the tablet, the technology of progress. But we won't stop. We won't rest. We make anew what has been a legacy. Educate, vote, pray, and stay. Woke for our present and future day. Legacy,
Legacy.
legacy,
See,
legacy, legacy,
Legacy.
legacy, legacy. Any questions or comments, class? All right. We're going to turn the page to Professor Corbett.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited. And I know that sounds strange with what is going on in our world, but I'm excited because it is time for a revival. And that is the theme for the entire academic year for the fall and the spring semester. But the fall, we're going to take a look at our theme. We have been trapped for too long. It is time for a revival, the uprising of historic Black narrative voices. So yes, we are looking at trap music versus gospel music. But don't turn your nose up at that, because as T.I. said, trap music is a hood man's TED Talk. So we're going to look at how those messages and the messages that we see in inspirational and gospel music can reach our community. And that's where my heart is. How do we reach our community? How do our students give back to our community? Our Johnson C. Smith School is located in one of the oldest Black neighborhoods that was created and made for Black people. And we can't miss out on that. And so it's important that our students come and understand what that means. And so we spend a lot of time looking at the narratives, and we will, of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fannie Lou Hamer, who was one of my favorite people to study. We'll look at her testimony that she gave when she spoke of when she was in prison, when she tried to advocate for the woman's right to vote, more so the Black woman's right to vote. When she gave her testimony, it was to be live, but the president at the time heard about that, and he gave an impromptu press conference for the same amount of time that her testimony was heard. He did not want the American people to hear how she was treated in prison. She was beaten not only by the police officers, but by the men also in prison, because they were in fear of their own lives. They beat her so badly that she was unable to have any more children after that, and she had kidney failure. That is what she wanted people to hear, not just her pain, but how she kept going. And that's what I want my students to hear. Our students come to our classes angry, frustrated, and we think, what are they angry about at 18? They're angry at what they are seeing, what they're seeing their parents go through, what they're going through just for going to a trip to the store or going to a trip to the gas station. They're afraid they can no longer come home, and that makes them infuriated. And so we talk about that in our class. What is their voice and how do they want to use it? As I'll end with another favorite, and that's Toni Morrison. And one thing she said, when you are a storyteller, you can't tell the entire story sometimes. And that's okay, because what you're trying to do is to get the other person to take it and say, this is what I can do with it. And so while I have them only for a few weeks, it doesn't end there. When the next group, when they come in, they take it, and it continues and continues and continues. And so we'll start the work in the fall, we'll continue in the spring, but I'm excited because I'm excited about a revival. It's time. It's time for a renewed state of mind. So I'll end with that and turn the page to Dr. Porter.
thank you. I think as communication professors, we know that you don't leave your identity at the door when you walk through the door. You know, the students, I have some angst every year at the beginning of the year. I look different than the students. I'm a different age group, all of that. And so one of the things people have asked me over the last 10 years is, how do you fit so well with the students? And basically that's through storytelling. We start off the semester with sharing our stories in an intentional way. And I believe that that bridges cultures. And more than that, I try to also share with them stories of those who have come before them. Charles Jones, class of 1958, that sat in the seats that they sat in, taught Dr. King how to play pool. He desegregated the lunch counters of Charlotte as a JCSU student. I tell them about Harvey B. Gantt, who built our city, who desegregated Clemson and was our first African-American mayor. So we start off with some of those legacy stories, and then we quickly throw it to them. What's your legacy story? What's your living legacy? What would you like that to look like? And we do kick off with a 1-minute media education, which I call a 1-minute me. And the students do images and voice and music, and they share with the audience the public me, what everyone sees, the real me, who I really am, what I value, what makes my heart sing, my passions, and then the ideal me. Where am I going? How would I like to be remembered? What impact would I like to make? And then we post those and share those across the class, and then they're on the web to share with others. And I hope by doing that, then when they pick subsequent social activist themes, that they know who they are, right? Starting from the basis. I'm not just choosing this because mom and dad chose it. I know the first time I ever learned about apartheid was when I stepped on the campus of UNC Chapel Hill decades ago as a first generation college student, didn't even know what it was. And college meant that for me. It meant understanding there was a big world out there with a lot of different cultures and perspectives. And we hope to maybe kick that off in our classrooms. I'll turn the page to Dr. Diggs. Thank you.
So as we close, we want you to know that we will continue to collaborate throughout the semester, and we will share YouTube videos on our channel. Our students will share their videos, and we will also share Instagram posts that highlight activism and engagement. So we thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to the next time.
Thank you.
Bye.